Okay, guys, good morning. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. All right. Well, we're going to start off with a little bit of a chant to get you excited and ready to learn and to focus your attention on me, okay? All right, so this is how it's going to go. I'm going to say Carthage. If I say Carthage, you say?
Bulldogs.
All right. Carthage.
Bulldogs.
Carthage.
Bulldogs.
When I say Carthage, you say?
Bulldogs.
Good. All right, guys. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about a directional guide. And you have maybe seen something like this before in your class. But before we begin really talking about a directional guide, I'm going to read this story to you because it is one of my favorites. And you guys have just started kindergarten. And just like today is homecoming, things aren't really as they're supposed to be. You guys got your faces painted and you're celebrating, and the cheerleaders came and the football players came. So things are not always going to go as planned. So I thought I would read this story to you today to show you how things aren't going to go as planned on certain days, and the teachers feel the same way too. They kind of get a little bit out of sorts, and you can see by the cover of this book that she is a little bit out of sorts. Okay. The author of this book is Joseph Slate. The illustrator, Ashley Wolf. So Joseph Slate wrote the book, and Ashley Wolf was the illustrator. She drew the pictures. Alright. Miss Bindergarten has a wild day in kindergarten.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? Adam throws his hat too high. Brenda burst in late. Christopher says he has to go. He really cannot wait. Does this kind of look like your classroom on certain days? Yeah. Miss Bindergarten begins. A wild day in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh. One bun in the tank.
Danny tends his droopy beans. Emily spies on some ants. Franny lifts her dress and shouts, I love my fancy pants. Miss Bindergarten has a wild day in kindergarten.
Dang, the cat's pulling her shirt off.
Wynn falls off the step stool. Henry just won't share. Ian sadly tells Miss B, we didn't mean to tear. Oh, they tore the book. Miss Bindergarten and the librarian have a wild day in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh, I do. I like it.
Jessie drops the bug jar. Kiki cuts her thumb. Lenny says, oh no, Miss B, we need the nurse to come.
Yeah.
Miss Bindergarten and the nurse have a wild day in kindergarten. Look at them. Wow.
Look at all the band-aids on the elephant's trunk.
Oh, this isn't good, is it? The nurse isn't having a very good day either. Maddie checks a chrysalis. Noah drops his rock. Abithal's oozing painting is sticking to her smock. Patricia trips and flips her tray. Quentin overloads. Raffi Mac soaks Sarah when his apple juice explodes. Now, I've seen that happen in the cafeteria myself. Miss Bindergarten and the cafeteria helper have a wild day in kindergarten. This is how Miss Haecker looks when she goes into the lunchroom sometimes. That's how she feels, look. She just can't go anymore. Tommy dumps in too much dirt. Ursula's seed pack rips. Vicky pours in way too much and the cardboard carton drips. Now Miss Bindergarten and the custodian have a wild day in kindergarten. What would Miss Day do if you guys did this to her room?
She would all put it on red.
You think?
Oh,
Wanda whacks the principal. Xavier skins his knee. Yolanda says, come look, Miss B.
oh my gosh.
Zach set the butterflies free. Was he supposed to do that inside?
No.
No.
Outside, though. They live outside.
They do live outside. Miss Bindergarten and everyone enjoy an even wilder day in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes even a wild day, says Miss B, turns up something wonderful to see. Life cycles of a plant, life cycles of a butterfly. Okay? So even though you might have a wild day in kindergarten, somehow you still seem to get your work done. And at the end of the day, you've done something that is wonderful, something that is really, really neat. And you and your teacher work together, right? So things that can help you to work together and make your day a little bit smoother and not so wild are these directional guides. Okay, directional guides. They help you to follow a plan that you're going to do. Especially if you go to a station in your room, it's going to help you. So you don't have to ask your teacher while she's working with another group, or you don't have to bother a friend. So you go, and this might be set up somewhere in your room. Now this is one that I did last year with some friends. And there's actually a data sheet that goes with it, but I'm just going to talk about the directional guide today. Here's the number one. Here's a picture, and it says choose an item in a pumpkin. So you would choose maybe some items that were in a sack or in a little tub along with a pumpkin. And it says weigh both items. Now you would have maybe a scale, and you would put a pumpkin on one side and an item on the other, and you would weigh it. See? Right here. Then, if you had a data sheet, it says at the bottom, circle the heaviest item. So you would make that decision to see which one was the heaviest, and then you would circle it. So it has a 1, 2, 3 process, okay? And you follow that process, and you do exactly what it says. And the title of this one is What's Heavier? So, what would you do? What's the first thing that you would do here? Seth, what would you do?
You would get a thing and put it on his tail.
And you would weigh it and see which one weighed the heaviest the most. Okay? And here's another one. And this is what is this a big old picture of?
Ear.
An ear. Okay,
Listen.
so it says listen. If you see a big picture of an ear, that's probably telling you to do what? Listen. Listen for a sound. Choose the correct picture, then write the word. So if it was maybe cat, you'd listen for the sound. Then there might be some pictures, and you choose the picture of the cat. And then you would write the word. And you guys know how to spell cat. How do you spell cat?
Easy.
How is it?
C-A-T.
C-A-T. Okay, just like that. A CBC word maybe at the bottom. Okay, now the directional guide that we're going to use today is 3 ways to read a book. Okay? You guys are going to make your own directional guides in just a minute. Alright, let me ask you a couple of questions about this directional guide. What do you notice about it? What do you notice about it?
It's different.
How's it different?
Because it's reading the book.
It's reading the book?
No, they're all reading the book.
What kind of information is it giving you?
How to read the book.
How to read the book, okay? And it gives you what? Step-by-step process, right? Of how to do it. How do you think, we just talked about this, how do you think a directional guide would be helpful for you in your classroom when you use it? How could it help you?
By reading the words.
By reading the words and looking at the
pictures.
To tell you how to do something, right? To tell you a plan on how to do it, or a better way to do it. Like if you were making cookies. How many of you, I know that you help your mama bake, Braylee. You help your mama bake all the time, don't you? So if you had a step-by-step process on telling how to do something, and maybe you put the ingredients in, and then you just put it in the oven. What was an important step that you should have done before you put it in the oven?
Stir it up.
You should have stirred it up and mixed all the
Stuff.
Ingredients. That's another name for stuff. Okay, so now what you're going to do is I want to see if you know how to make your own directional guide using this format. You're going to put your number first, your picture, and then you're going to tell me what words come after the picture. Number 1, read the picture. Number 2, read the words. Number 3, retell the story. Retell the story to who? A friend or whoever's in your group. So here we go. I'm going to let you do that. I have it all cut up for you. And you're going to make a directional guide for me. And I'm going to see if you guys can do this, okay?
You gotta write our name.
Very good. You can write your name at the top.
Okay, me too.
And I'm going to give you some glue.
Ooh, that's big. That's washing liquid. We need some washing liquid.
Okay, and you guys need to start. You may begin. Bradley, scoot over a little bit more so Olivia has a little bit more room. Think about what you need to record your thinking. Think about what you need to do.
I'm looking for my mom.
Step by step. Come on, Seth.
I'm gonna put these.